I'm always saying take care of your nervous system because nobody else will, especially if you live in a modern world, modern society like the Westerners do. This society will tear your nerves up, man, if you're not careful. If you don't take care of yourself, if you don't put things in proper perspective, if you're not if you don't know what that means, then you're going to get caught and lost in this loop that everyone else is into, which is I'm super busy and I got to get this and get that and get mine and survive and time is money, all that. Now, that can feel good for a little while only because so much dopamine's getting released that you like don't know that you're not balanced. It's like if I keep shooting up dopamine, it's like I'm good, man. I'm good. How you doing? Are you cool? Are you good? Yeah, man. I'm like super good. I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I remember some years ago there was a situation in the world that where a lot of people got sick, and so they had to shut the whole world down basically, and people couldn't move about like they can now. And I noticed after about 6 months or a year, a lot of people started having a lot of medical issues, and a lot were leaving the planet also. And I was contemplating that. I was like, what's going on? People I knew, like in my town, I lived in a small town, so you know if somebody is gets really sick or they're deceased. And so it came to me. I said, wait, these people are there was so much in the rat race of going that when they were forced to actually slow down, it gave their body a chance to express all the things wrong with it. When we're going all the time, it's like we're outside of ourselves. We're not present, and so there can be all kinds of things happening, and we don't even know it until it's too late. In order to have your introspection or self-diagnostic tools working good, you have to be somewhat present with yourself, and then you can feel things. You can sense when something's off, and you don't need to go and ask somebody, "How's my health?" You know how your health is. You should. This is, we've lost touch with just basic common sense. So we're talking about grounding. If you don't ground your nervous system, you're going to become insane. This is why people are insane. There's no way you can be insane if you're present inside. So what can you do? What can you do to ground? I shared in the last video, it helps when you realize first you're not grounded, which many people won't come to that realization because they're caught up. You're caught up. The addiction doesn't want to know that it's not grounded. The mind has this, what I call addiction logic, rationalization, justification. It says, no, I'm enjoying life and I'm like working towards my ambitions. I'm working really hard, not giving up. See, very few people can understand. They take that the wrong way because they haven't been through the process. They don't understand what I'm saying. And of course, you do your thing. You can't help it anyway. So what do you say? You just sit there and do nothing? You can't sit there and do nothing. The life force won't let you. You're going to do your thing. But like I shared in that video where I was making fun of looks maxing, have you crossed the line into where this has become your identity? You trying to be something or be somebody with some subconscious false belief that that's your salvation, that's going to make you happy. Are you into that mode? You have to check and see. And like I said, a lot of people can't. The self-honesty isn't there. You have to grow into that. But let's say, for the ones that do, you can feel, you're like, I'm like too extreme, man. I'm chasing things. I can see myself chasing stuff. In something inside my deeper inner sanction, I'm aware of that a little bit. I can feel it's telling me like, chill out. But like I'm so ungrounded and caught up, I can't. Okay, those people. So they realize they're ungrounded. Good. How do you get grounded? That's individual. How did I get grounded? I had to leave the country But even if I didn't have the means to leave the country, then I would have found some special spot where there's no intruders, there's no distractions, sense deprivation, and I would just kind of chill there. It doesn't have to be 24/7, but I would spend some time there, just deleting. I wanted to delete conditioning and software programs and all this stuff that you constantly pick up and absorb from society, and I needed to delete all that. I did it by leaving the country, but if you can't leave the country, you find your own way to do it. So that was first thing. And then, like I keep talking about in this channel and Transcending Shadows and in my books, I talk about there's practical lifestyle habits, diet. The more clean the diet, the less ingredients, the less processed food. If you want to eat meat, eat meat. Like, it's cool. So why don't you eat meat though, man? I just don't eat it because I don't eat it. I don't like to eat it. It's not a big thing. But if you feel good, that's all that matters. Do you feel good when you eat it? Yeah, I feel good. Good, then keep eating it. I'll tell you this, when I was in the Amazon jungle, we were looking for a place to do a retreat, my partner and I, my friend. Some people think when I say partner, like, is he gay? Partner means like business partner, friend, all right? Just words. So we're looking for a place to do the retreat. Yeah. He's bringing a bunch of Chinese people down to do the retreat. They're funny. They were funny. We did ayahuasca, and yeah, they had a hard time. So we made it to this place. It took us like 15 hours to get there because they had this celebration at Ecuador, Carnival, and everything was blocked. It was a mess getting there. Super hungry when we got there. And the shaman had just killed some chickens that day, fresh. Killed them kosher. They didn't know they were being killed. That's what kosher means. No, I don't believe you. Okay, well, I don't know. That's what he said. Here's the point. When I ate those chickens that he prepared fresh, I had less digestive problems, man. I mean, meaning my body digested that meat much better than if I went to the store and bought it. So I understand. People try to school me. They're like, you got to get the fresh, organic. But yeah, I know how that works. So I just don't want to go through the work to get it. Where I am now, like, I can't, it's too much work to get it, and I don't need it anyway. I like my diet, what I eat. It's like enough. It's lighter, and I'm satisfied. That reminds me, I made the new video on Transcending Shadows. I talk about a grounding diet. And so I made that video there, and I also made a new post for those who don't know, and I listed that particular diet that I do. There's two diets. There's the grounding diet, and then there's more of the electricity building diet. I share about that more in the True Health book. You know, it depends where you're at. If your nerves are really down, I wouldn't focus so much on eating a bunch of fat and meat when your nervous system's already crashed. I would use electricity, tonics and fruits and salads, and build your nerves up, and then get that electricity going, and then ground it with some healthy fat diet, grounding diet. Okay, so there about the diet. See, we go off and stuff. Let's bring it back to base. There's the nervous system. Protect your nerves. The society will eat you up if you don't protect your nerve. How do you ground your nervous system? There, you see. So I had to first realize that I had a bunch of conditioning and stuff that needed deleted. Then I had to take steps to be in an environment and proper conducive atmosphere that would help with that deletion. Now, what are some practical things, right? That's how we started talking about that. So clean diet, that helps chill the nervous system. Conserving your sexual energy. I made a bunch of videos on that. These are practical level ways on how to ground your nervous system. Good company, good atmosphere. Don't talk to people who are just going to talk nonsense, which is a lot. You want to talk to people who are talking about something, who help vivify your own dormant higher knowledge in you. You know, who are also doing a healthy lifestyle habits. You want to talk to them. Practical things, okay? Now, what are even more practical level things? And it's super individual. What I just listed, diet and company and conserving your sexual energy, that's pretty global. Anybody that does, everyone needs to do that on some degree. That's just basic, healthy medicinal way of living. But what can you do as an individual? Some like to do breath work and yoga or tai chi or qigong. I'll tell you what I like to do. What I like to do, and what I did is I'll lay in shavasana or corpse pose, or just lay down on a yoga mat or somewhere, and sometimes I'll put two tennis balls in a sock and put it under my neck. It's like a decompression tool. It helps you relax. It's a great tool. It's so simple but super effective. And just lay there, man. You just lay there. Yeah, but what do I? Nothing. You lay there. You just get used to decompressing and unwinding, and do it multiple times a day. You incorporate that. That's just as important as if for the meals you eat. If you eat 3 times a day, great. Do that 3 times a day. Just lay down and decompress for as long as you can, as long as it feels good. You can play. I used to like to play some bhajans, in the background. I like Shri Ananda Mayama, or I really like the SRF nuns, the hymns that they sing. Super super nice voice and high level. These mantras and hymns are packed with energy because so many people have been chanting and repeating them for centuries. So they're like containers of energy. They're sattvic and they'll chill you out. Good for the nervous system. So that's what I do. That's the main thing I do as far as what's my individual way of decompressing and grounding. I like to do that. And sometimes I'll do some asanas. I have some, go to a yoga class or something, learn some different poses and or some asanas, and see which ones ground you, which ones are for you. Everything's so individual. It's like there's no standard. So you do those things and you figure out like what works for me. Because there's never going to be any real peace unless your nervous system's grounded. All this rat race, chasing this and dopamine hits, and that's going to crash, man. I can just tell you. As somebody who's been around the planet for a while and who's actually evolved, and they'll tell you, like, you're going to crash at some point. I knew I was going to crash when I was doing it, but like, what to do? I couldn't stop doing it. That's the paradox, and I try to explain that to people. If the life force is moving super strong in a certain direction, like you're wanting to check out girls and go to the beach or the club or wherever, you can't just shut that off. You have to like let that kind of run its course, even though it's stupid. Don't worry about it. If you already know it's stupid, you're all right. That means it's going to burn out because you're like aware. Your higher self wants it to burn out, so you're down for it. Okay, you're in good shape. It's the people that don't realize what they're doing, when they're not conscious of what they do, and they justify and rationalize it and make it look like it's actually a good thing. Yeah, those people, like, I'm never making videos for them. Not because I hate them, but we got nothing to say. We're in like totally different worlds. There's plenty of other videos and people that they can resonate with, but it's a waste of time. That you can't. It's like a rocket scientist trying to talk to a 5-year-old and explain to him, about rocket science. Like, doesn't match. So you have to work with that process of this unwinding, this karmic unwinding, and it will burn out. It will burn out, and then you'll just, that is what's responsible for an imbalanced nervous system, is that you're being pulled into things that stimulate your dopamine center. For a while, it like feels good, you enjoy it, but then it starts burning out. You start getting tired of it. It used to think it's like medicine. Now it's becoming poison. It's like hurting your your nerves now. If you're aware of that, good. It's on borrowed time. Okay? So the more that these things dissolve, these habits and addictions and shortcomings that are like keeping us overly stimulated, the more that dissolves, you're automatically going to be more grounded, and then automatically your lifestyle is going to be more grounded. You're going to be choosing things that resonate with this new grounding. It just works like that. It's law of attraction. It's like synergy. It's intelligence. It's wisdom. Because once you're grounded, you know what makes you not grounded. And you also know what reinforces being grounded. So then you go do the things that reinforce being grounded and don't do the things that make you ungrounded. That comes with living wisdom. That's why like this process, you can't teach it. It's organic unfolding. Hearing about it, like, or hearing videos like this and books, it helps reinforce what you already know. That's the only purpose for making these videos. Which I should probably say, I have to take a little break from this channel now. I feel like I've made enough videos, like talking about practical lifestyle habits. I mean, between this channel and Transcending Shadows, man, and my books, I just feel I laid everything out. Not only over and over again, in different ways, because people have different temperaments and characters, so they have to hear, I try to say things in different ways to reach your own particular unique combination to your safe that you can be like, oh yeah, that resonates. So I feel like I've done that over and over and over again. And then also my personal life, I have to spend some time doing the things that I need to take care of here. And so I'm going to be focused more on my spiritual channel and spiritual renaissance. That's always been my main focus. But these practical level talks are also really important. They're both. You can't, if you're too much stuck on practical level, like, yeah, it's all about exercise and eat healthy and fast, and these are all practical level things. I used to think that way. If I just get the body healthy enough, and I, clean up the body enough and the mind, and then I'll be like awakened. No, that becomes an obsession. Actually, you get stuck trying to make an imperfect vessel perfect. It'll never work, and you'll see as you get older, more and more things are going to break down. It's no different than if you buy a new car. You take care of it as best as you can, but after some decades, you just see there's nothing you can do. It's like it's the law of decay. So that's why I like a blend of both, practical level, but also spiritual level, meaning you want to, in whatever, according to your capacity, realize that you're deathless. Realize your eternal nature. Don't imagine what it is, because the mind's wrong, whatever it comes up with. I'm just using words to try to point to something. I don't know how you do it, or what your way is, but and it's not like, oh, I realized it, now I'm done. No, that's also an evolution. So you have to practice. See, when you live healthy practical lifestyle habits, and that gives you grounding, that makes you more receptive to the spiritual insights I'm trying to point to. Because the spirituality is very subtle. Real organic spirituality is. So if the vessel's not purified to a certain degree, whatever that means in your individual life, see, the mind will say, oh, I have these health issues or these problems, I can never be purified enough. No, God will take care of that. Don't worry. Your job is to do the best you can do. That's it. You get to a semblance of balance, that's all you need. You can't make this thing perfect. Then you can start to be more receptive to the spiritual side of life. But see, if one's too stuck only on spiritual side of life, like I used to say, I'm just going to meditate everything away, like when I was 19. I'm not going to change anything. I can eat any way I want. I can jerk off. I don't care. I'm just going to just meditate everything away. Yeah, that also don't work. That's why there needs to be a balance. Yeah, practical level and spiritual level. If you have that, you can't miss. The worst thing to do, man, when it comes to making your nervous system ungrounded, yeah, I should have said that at the beginning, is when you wake up in the morning, yeah, don't do this. First thing you do, wake up, turn the phone on, and you just plug into this digital fake world. That's not conducive or healthy for a nervous system that's been resting all night, and now it wakes up to that. Even worse than that is the people that wake up and they watch porn and start beating off first thing in the morning. That screws you. That can disrupt the frequency for the whole day, man. So when you wake up, just take 30 minutes at least and chill. Just chill. You can lay there, or you can get up and lay on the mat and do that exercise I told you I like to do, where you just kind of chill, or just open the curtains and look outside, look out your window for a little bit. You just, let the consciousness segue smoothly now into the waking state. It's been in the dream state for 6-8 hours, so don't jar it so much with this artificial technology. And don't say, well, I'm just going to look and then I'll do the exercise. It won't work. Once you open that phone, man, you're plugged into that. Something's active, and you're in. You logged in now into the Maya, false reality. You logged into it. And so even if you turn it off and say, okay, now I'm going to meditate, it won't be the same. Just at least value yourself enough to give you a little time in between waking up and then plugging into this artificial world. So I think I've said everything. I'll still make videos here when something comes strong, like it did with the Transcending Shadows channel. I hadn't made videos there for a long time, but then that came about. I wanted to share that because through my private sessions and also comments, I could see how that diet would benefit a lot of people, and it's easier if I just can point them to the video. Easier for them and me, so I don't have to keep repeating things. So if something comes strong like that, then I'll make a video. But I think there's enough, man. I mean, it's over 600, I think, on this channel, and then another few hundred on the Transcending Shadows channel, and so yeah, we're good. So I wish everybody well, and I'll see you soon. All right, see you.